What is up, YouTube? We are looking at some brand new Shadowverse cards, and I'm excited to see what we have available to us. Prim, the Holidaying Princess. She's a 2-mana 1/1. Alright. And she adds Nonja, the Silent Maid, into your hand. She also has Ambush. Okay, so she's basically hidden on the board. And her Super Evolve gives all other allied followers on the field +1/+1. Oh, man. That's annoying as hell, dude. That's so annoying. Because, okay, let me explain. Like, for so many matchups, this being in Sword, you drop her down, and then you play the 5-drop, and everything gets buffed by Super Evolving, putting it all to 3/3, meaning you can't remove this board using something like Apollo. That is annoying beyond belief. Not only that, but if you want to do a bit of a slower opener with Sword, she also gives you something to play next turn. So, you do her, and then you have something to play next turn. So, not only is she actually really strong for what she does, she's Ambush, she buffs your board on curve really effectively, and she generates a card. And this card is what? 2-mana 2/2. Fanfare. If allied Prim, Holiday Princess is on the field, gain 1/1 and Bane. Oh, you it's a 2-mana 3/3. Oh, that's annoying. And she has War. I mean, the War doesn't matter that much, but it's really good for, like, late game. For curve, it's more or less, but, like, late game is actually solid because you drop her down, and then you drop this down for 4 mana, and you get a ward on the board. So, great card. This card is actually sick. This card is so good in so many ways. And Bane is just... Wait, Bane? Yeah, Bane is just stupid. So, ridiculous. Actually ridiculous. Man, Sword's going to be more annoying to play against. That's fine. I'm not really a big Sword enjoyer. If I was a Sword main, I'd be very excited for this card. Next, we have Yurius, Levin, Transcender. It is an 8-mana 5/7. It is on Sword as well. And it has the trait Levin, okay? Fanfare, summon 2 enemy knights on your opponent's field. Huh. Okay. Whenever an enemy follower enters the field, until the end of your opponent's turn, give it the following effect: can't attack. Deal 1 damage to the enemy leader, and restore 1 defense to your leader. This heals you, it bricks enemy board, it denies them a turn, and it comes just in time versus Roach. Like, I can't think of a stronger anti-Roach play. You drop this bad boy down on 8, it's like your Roach turn is gone. You drop this down on mana 8, your Orcus turn is gone. You drop this down on mana 9 or 10, your Kuon turn is gone. Holy crap. Like, can we think of something more disgusting in the form of control? Why can't they give these cards to my classes? Bro, this and this is amazing. Makes me want to play Control Sword. This is such a cool card. And it's true. This comes before Albert. And Albert clears the soldiers. Let's not forget about that. So the 2 enemy knights you summoned, you don't even care about them if you're dropping Albert on curve. Very, very cool. Very cool card. It destroys Haven, because Haven doesn't have board space. Yeah, this card is nuts. I love this card. It might not fit into every single Sword deck. Like, if you're playing a bit more of an aggro-oriented Sword, it might be like a one-of, just to buy yourself a turn before Albert. But it's very, very cool. And keep in mind, no, actually, even in aggro, this fits because it does damage, right? You deal 1 damage, you do minimum 2 damage with this. Because this is not a Super Evolve ability. This is just a Fanfare ability. That's crazy. Yeah, this card is nuts. There are ways to play around it. You could kill this with like a ping and then play cards, but very frustrating to do. Also, keep in mind, if he plays this and you have something existing on the board, you can still attack with it. It's only new stuff that is summoned. Odin Fanfare. I don't know if Odin is able to attack, though. Yeah, Odin can kill him, correct? But I don't know if Odin can attack. I don't know if Odin gets debuffed before this dies. He banishes first before he's actually entering the field, really? Either way, very cool card nonetheless. All right, moving on. We have Pascale's Dance. It is a 2-mana. This is Rune, correct? Ooh, now we get... No, this is going to be fun. I love spells, and it's a 2-mana rune spell. All right. 2 PP spell, okay. Gain an Earth Sigil, okay. Gain Crest, Pascale's Dance. Crest countdown 1. At the end of your turn, draw a card. So this is basically a slow cycle with gain a sigil. Whereas we have a fast cycle gain a sigil card. So this is just garbage compared to the 1 cost so far. But if you have 10 Earthright, double the attack and defense of all allied followers on the field. This card is broken. Actually, wait, not really. I was thinking Kuon here, like it just gives Kuon 20 attack for an OTK guaranteed if you do Dimensional Portal, but you can't really do that. Oh, at the end of your turn, draw a card. No, I think this is not at the end of your turn. It just says at the end of your turn, draw a card. Period. And then it says Earthright 10. If it's at the end of your turn, I think it's kind of trashy. Although, hear me out. All right, 2 things we have to discuss here for this card. Number 1, I played a lot of Earthright. I've tried to make it function. And one of my favorite archetypes for Earthright, and it kind of sucked, it wasn't great, is a stalling Earthright deck. Earthright has a lot of ways to build wards. Juno, he gets a ward every turn. Your 4-drop, it summons a ward. You have a lot of ways to set up golem wards in the game. It's a very fun archetype to play. Being able to pay 2 mana at the end of your turn, your golems and everything else double in defense is actually kind of solid for stalling. I like that. I think it's very cool. I could see there being a stall Earthright deck. You drop Coctus on 10 while you still have golems being summoned from my boy Juno. That is fun. Here's a problem. Earthright 10 is a lot of Earthright. Now, I've talked about this as well. The new legendary we saw last time, it requires 2 Earthright per turn to not die. These cards are all hinting to me that there's going to be many more ways to get Earthrights, to get more sigils. We don't know yet. If there's a lot of ways to generate sigils, this might be spicy. We'll see. I don't know yet. We're going to have to see what the new cards are and how many sigils we can actually generate. Because right now, there's just not enough sigil generation to give us enough value. But yeah, I think it's a cool card. I mean, right now, I would not play it. But with future cards, this could see a lot of potential. I think I could play this in a stall deck. I think this effect can be very good for stalling as well. Again, Earthright 10 is very expensive. But if you have an Earthright deck that builds more Earth sigils than you can spend, then worst case scenario, it's a cycle card. Best case, I don't know. I still think it's kind of bad. We'll see. All right, we have Draconic Strike. It is a dragon card. And is this dragon? It is. It is a 6-mana spell. Choose a card in your hand and reduce its cost by 2. Deal 3 damage to all enemy followers. Oh, that's so annoying. All right, let me explain. This card is actually not that bad. So, you guys are thinking Coctus. I'm thinking this onto the 9-cost dragon to be able to play it on 7. So, let's say you're playing Control Dragon, right? This is an AoE clear. You pop this, you clear the board, and then you set up on the 9-cost card to cost 7 for next turn as well. So you can set up a double board clear with very strong tempo. This is kind of bad, isn't it? I don't think so. I think this is a really cool setup card. Cheating out expensive cards 2 turns earlier can be very, very powerful. So let's pull up this card right here, Twilight Dragon. Curving that into Twilight is just busted. Like, you play that 6-cost card, it'll clear most boards if you had any resemblance of control. And then you play this on mana 7. And not only that, you can play this on mana 7, you can even draw 3 cards if you want. This on curve on 7 is so stupidly busted. It is one thing on mana 7 to clear a board. It is another thing to clear a board and play a 9/9 on mana 7. That is such a ridiculous tempo swing. How do you recover from that? How do you recover mana 7, Twilight Dragon, clear the board? That's ridiculous. That'll clear anything, and you're up a 9/9. Jay Leno? Okay, yeah, sure. There are ways to clear up. I'm not saying there aren't. Yes, there are ways to clear, chat. But my point remains. It's a very, very strong combo. And it's not just that. There's a lot of cards this can combo into. Coctus on 8, etc. All right. Moving on. Orcus doesn't work because you're on mana 7 if you're going... Anyway. Garden's Guidance. It is a pixie card, fairy card, forest card. 2 mana spell. Okay. Fuse Forestcraft cards. What does fuse mean? Draw a card. If this card is fused with at least 1 card, draw 2 cards instead. Chat, what is fuse? Read the card above it first. Let's read it. Titania, the Winged Queen. Ooh, legendary. Okay, 4 mana 2. Wait, 4 mana 2/2. Okay. Fanfare, summon a fairy. Gain the crest Titania, Winged Queen. On evolution, select an enemy follower in the field and transform it into a fairy. Okay, that's interesting. Crest at the start of your own turn, add a fairy to your hand. Yeah, I don't get what fuse is, chat. You fuse anything with that card to draw an extra. Oh, so this is a 2 mana card. Draw 1, and you can throw away another card in your hand by fusing it, and you can draw 2. So it's 2 cards, draw 2, 1 card. I'm not a fan. Like, is this actually good? I mean, you know what? I'll be honest. There are times I would love this card because very often what happens in Fairy is you have too many high-cost cards in hand. If you draw badly, you can't get rid of your high-cost cards. And you need space in hand to get those low-cost, zero-cost cards. You need space in hand in order to get rid of your 7 costs, in order to get rid of your... It's happened many times when I play Forest. That my hand just has too many expensive cards. I can't manage my hand size. Being able to throw cards away is solid. And if you want to just draw faster, you can fuse it with a fairy as well. Correct. Yeah, this card is probably very playable. As long as the meta is not too aggressive and you can play Forest by just pass, draw, I can see this being good. I like it. Yeah, solid card. I like this. Also, if you play, let's say you play 3 copies of this, which is not unheard of, you can actually play much more greedily with your expensive cards. You can run like 2 copies of certain cards you will only run 1 copy of, because you can just get rid of it. Yeah, solid. I like it. All right, and then talking about this card, we're gonna come back to her. Transform an enemy follower in the field into a fairy. I mean, that's decent versus certain cards that have like on-death effects. We actually saw the recent card from where is it? From Haven, right? Wilbert. Yikes, right? Painful. You lose 2 Holy Cavaliers. That hurts. I'm not happy about that. So yeah, the more on-death effects we get, the stronger this will get. Right now we have Cerberus on-death effects. We have like Liam on-death effects. Nothing super crazy, but it's cool. And let's say that you don't have either of those. This is still very cheap removal. You can get rid of ward units. You can get rid of big units because you can always ping them down with a fairy. Like this Evolve Fairy kills anything. It gets rid of whatever kind of stacks they have, whatever kind of size they have. Yeah, it's not bad. And of course, let's not forget about the crest. Like, is this crest broken? Because I don't see a countdown. Is this like the most broken crest of all time? Every turn you get a fairy. Like, what the hell is that? That's not fair, chat. That's actually unfair. Every turn you get a fairy. Considering that, this card becomes way better as well. Yeah, screw that, man. Screw this card. I can see a world... After I've seen this card, guys, I actually can see a world where Forest might be one of the default control decks. Because getting a free 1 mana deal 1 damage every turn is ridiculous. You don't have to even play Roach. You might be able to play other kind of control decks with this. Like, forget about Roach. Roach is cool and all. But this could facilitate certain decks. Because this crest is absolutely insane. That's really cool. Yeah, even Rose Queen, maybe. Maybe. It could be. All right. Moving on, we have Cynthia. It is a Forest card, 4 mana. Cool art. It is a 4/3. Fanfare, summon 2 fairies. Huh. Evolve, give all your pixie followers +1/+0. Huh. That card's really strong. It's a really strong card. For 2 reasons. You can compare this kind of to the Swordcraft card. So let's go to Swordcraft Gold. We can kind of compare it to this, right? This card summons two 2/2s. It's 4/4. Whereas the Pixie card summons two 1/1s that become 2/1s. And she also costs 4. This card is better. So there's something to consider. The 4-drop in Sword buffs everything on the board. If you had an existing board, it's really good. But the fact is, you can play this card without evolving it for value. Right? At the worst case scenario, it's still a 4-mana 4/3 with two 1/1s that have Rush. And if you ran the Legendary, those have Storm as well. So this card is better, I would say, overall. And if you have a board, it also buffs the board, but only for Pixies, not any kind of board. Still, I think this is a very good card. 4-mana 4/3 with two 1/1s being summoned with Rush. Awesome. Awesome card. We have Laura, the Cruel War. All right. This is an Abyss card. It is golden, and it is 3-mana, 3/2. Fanfare, select an allied follower on the field and give it Bane. I mean, it's okay. Yeah, sure. Super Evolve, select an allied follower on the field and give it Storm. This card is broken beyond belief. I know you guys are saying Medusa. I'm actually laughing at Elefante. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, it's actually kind of funny. Storm Mammoth, 10 damage to face. That's an 11 damage combo. Not even joking. Like, that's 11 damage. Storm on the girl for 1 and Elefante for 10 to face. That's literally Kuon. Yeah, literally. Medusa is 10 damage as well, because it's 3/3/3 and 1 ping. Elefante with Bane as well, sure. That's kind of cool. Also, on the Coctis 13/13. Let's not forget about that. All of a sudden, the Coctis card is really good. And you got to realize all the Coctis cards are really good, because none of them cost 10 mana. If you've got a Ruler of Coctis on board and you have one of those in your hand in a control deck, every single Coctis card can be given Storm. That's kind of cool. So you can have the default Storm card, or you can have the 9/6, which has Storm. Coctis can... Well, you can't play it with Coctis, but his cards have Storm. 13/13 Storm. That's a cool card, man. I'm trying to think what else is busted in this. Very cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she can't target herself. Maybe she can. You can't play Coctis the same turn. Yeah, I'm saying after you've played Coctis, any cards you draw from the Coctis deck can be given Storm. It's definitely a decent card, yes. Very, very, very cool card. I think this card might be something everybody complains about, because these kinds of combos break games very often. If you have a 3-mana setup to give anything face damage, that's scary. Scary as hell. Also, yeah, it's just very good. Dragon already has this. No, it doesn't. What do you mean? This is versatility, chat. This also gives Bane to any follower. You don't understand. Like, for example, let's say you have the 3-mana cost amulet on the board that summons 2 ghosts. Well, you pop that, you give one of the ghosts Bane with the fanfare, it removes Kuon's blocker, then you drop down Medusa, drop this, 10 damage to face, basically. Like, no, this is versatility. You don't even have to super evolve, but the fanfare ability is very, very strong. Giving Bane to any ghost is insane. It's just versatile. It gives you multiple options to do different things. The Storm is useless, you're wrong. It turns any card in your deck into a finisher. How's that useless? How is that useless? Listen, let me explain to you. I don't want to call you guys small brained, but let me explain to small brain people. Like what any card in Abysscraft, any card at all, is a finisher now. Oh look, what you have? I don't know. Do you have Medusa on board, 9 damage to face? Oh, you have a Mukon in hand. Mukon auto evolves, that's 5 damage to face. Oh, you have, I don't know. Every card does face damage. You played Cerberus, they're down to 7 HP. You have a finisher that you didn't have before. It gives you reach. Giving any card in your deck Storm is insanely good. Series face, yes, 1 damage to face, fantastic. How often do you play games and the opponent's down to 7, you just can't finish them off? It's pretty common. Mukon Laura, 7 mana, 7 phase damage. Yeah, true. And then there are just a lot of combos you can do on top of that. Like, let's see. You can Suicide Little Miss Bone Mancer. Just giving a unit rush is useful, right? Just being able to rush a unit out is useful. Moving on. I think this card is going to be meta-defining. I think. Unless nothing cool is printed, I think this card is going to define metas. Moving on, we have Lymaga, the Untamed Wild. All right, it is a 7 mana 7/7 from Forest as well. Fanfare, select 2 enemy followers on the field and give them can attack followers or leaders until the end of your opponent's turn. Useful. Useful. Another control card. Super Evolve, select 2 enemy followers on the field and give them at the end of each turn. Deal 1 damage to your leader and 2 damage to this follower. Huh. Interesting. So that's already 2 damage almost guaranteed to face. I don't know how I feel about this card. I don't think it's strong enough. It's a good control card. I think there's better control cards. Maybe I'm missing something. At the end of each turn. Ooh. Okay, that's 4 damage to face. Oh. Oh, wait. No, that's 6 damage to face. Holy crap. That's 6 damage to... Wait. No, it's 6 damage to face. That's insane. Well, it's not 6 damage to face necessarily because the followers have to have 6 HP for that to happen. If it's low HP followers, it's 4, but that's really good. Never mind. I take it all back. It's each turn. I thought it was on the enemy's turn. So at the end of your turn, you've already dealt 2 damage and dealt 4. Yeah. That's cool. They need 5 HP, correct. That is very cool. No, I take it back. This is an aggro card. This sets up Roach Lethal, for example. You could probably run this as a 1 of. I don't know if you run it as a 2 or 3 of. But no, you might even run it. So for example, we have a Roach deck right now. And we run 1 copy of Aaron, Crystallian Frostward. This card might be better than this. What do you play this against? Let's say you're playing versus Rune, right? Let's say you're playing a match versus Rune, and Rune plays Kuan, Super Evolves Kuan, hits you to face, boom, boom, right? Well, you play her on the Kuan, on the 3/3, you Super Evolve, you attack the Ward unit. Now they have 2 units on board that are, first of all, breaking the board so they can't play a second Kuan. Second of all, it is guaranteeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage to face. So she dealt 5 to face, bricked enemy board, and did 1 to face by killing the Ward. Like, this counters Kuan 100%. This is a full-on Kuan counter. Nah, this card is solid, man. This card is very, very solid. Does it work on Gundam? It should not work on units that have Aura. You only need 1 turn of luck. Yeah, this card is good. I can see myself playing it. All right, guys, that is it for the new cards. Let's play the tournament.